Christine Pavlina, and I am a channel of divine truth, also known as the Absolute. I am fed absolutes directly from the divine himself, which is why I am asked to speak in absolutes. So I'm different from other psychics in that when I get psychic information, it's not soft, it's not a feeling, it's not subtle. It comes down like a hammer, like absolute truth. So I wanted to create this video reaching out to the US government, letting them know that I don't want to die. Basically, when I look at what you guys are doing to the country, energetically speaking, you have set me up to die via the law of attraction. How have you done this? By aligning ourselves with falsities. Number one, the first falsity that you guys embraced is that Hillary is the faux shizzle, Saint Nizzle. Unfortunately, Hillary has aligned herself with falsities and the dark by being guilty of racketeering and abuse of power. So the other side had me create a video prior to the election called What is Happening to Hillary Clinton, which is all about how they're making an example out of her with regards to the law of attraction and how she had attracted negative energy to herself, which is what resulted in her loss of the election. They also, prior to the election, had me make a video called What Are You Assuming About This Election? Because everyone was just assuming that Hillary was going to win, when in fact she wasn't. And so another falsity that they said the US government aligned themselves with is that she was strong enough to beat Mr. Trump. And she wasn't. Energetically, she actually was not strong enough to beat Mr. Trump. Believe it or not, energetically, he did have more power behind him than she did, which is why he won. And so they're saying that that's another falsity. So the other side is saying that as opposed to embracing the truth that their candidate was too weak to go up against Trump and switch out their candidate with Bernie Sanders, they moved forward with Hillary Clinton and pushed their agenda on us as a country. So the other side is saying that this election wasn't fair because you ignored the information right in front of your face and moved forward with your own hidden agenda. So Hillary ended up going against Mr. Trump and losing. And so this is another falsity that they're saying that you aligned yourself with, is that the election was fair. The other side is saying the election wasn't fair. And this is a falsity that everyone has embraced. They've stuck their head in the sand and said, okay, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Let's inaugurate Mr. Trump. And let's just move on like nothing happened. We had Russian influence in our election. We had a hidden agenda pushed on us where truths about her came out and they were just ignored. The truth about foreign interference came out and it was ignored. And this election was not fair. It was not fair. So these are all falsities that the US has embraced. Now, what did we do? We just aligned ourselves with the dark by embracing all of these falsities. So this plus this plus this plus this equals the divine asking for another election. And I made a previous video about this where the divine said, I want another election because you've aligned yourself with falsities. And I gotta save the United States from itself. Because right now you guys are fertile soil for bad things to happen to you because the truth is the light and you guys have aligned yourself with the dark by deviating from that truth and embracing falsities. So everyone walking around thinking everything's cool, it's not. Bernie Sanders was supposed to go up against Mr. Trump. If he had, he would have won by a landslide and everything would have been fine and the divine wouldn't have had to get involved via me. So I'm making this video basically from my point of view as a mortal saying I want to live. I like my life. I don't really want to die. I never had kids. Never got married. I like chocolate too much. I want to continue living. So I do not want to be the victim of nuclear war. So we have free will. and the divine will not take our free will away. So for those of you who are watching saying, oh, divine intervention, really? Well, then why doesn't he just pick up Bernie Sanders and place him in that position? He won't. He won't take our free will away. He's already told me about that about 1,000 times because I tried to get him to do that. So the problem is I, Christine Pavlina, with a comprehensive knowledge of the law of attraction, universal energies, free will, the importance of aligning yourself with the truth, know for a fact that there are consequences to those free will decisions. So I do know that while we have free will and the divine is trying to align us with the light, we still have free will, but free will has consequences. And it's my job to let you know what the consequences of this free will decision is. And that's why they asked me to make this video for you, mortal to mortal. Okay, this is what the divine wants you to know. This is what he showed me. He showed me the alternate realities with Donald Trump as our president and Bernie Sanders as our president. And he wanted me to share this with all of you guys with regards to what we can expect with regards to the result of our free will decision to have Mr. Trump be inaugurated and be our president. What happens is separation. We are weakened as a nation via separation and fighting. We are subject to his egoic decisions. He's making decisions based on ego and power. This is not aligned with the collective consciousness, by the way, because we're all connected, whether we want to be or not. He ends up missing his old life, and his higher self, his higher consciousness, told me that he is going to make Mr. Trump miserable because he is going against his life purpose and even being president, and he's not going to have any life force energy, so he's not exactly going to be bouncing out of bed in the morning. And as a result of that, he has no universal support, right? So that's kind of like the same thing. Forces of nature are not on his side. He'll feel like a fish swimming upstream as opposed to downstream. And on top of that, because we're fertile soil, he ends up attracting nuclear war onto our path. And so the divine is giving him a thumbs down. So that is his rating from the divine as far as his presidency is concerned. And I am not always able to deliver positive news with regards to absolute truth. This is pretty bad news for us, which is why I'm asking the US government not to kill me. I don't want to die via the law of attraction. Now, this is what we can expect with a Bernie Sanders presidency. Unity, because it is aligned with the collective consciousness. So this is actually in direct alignment with universal energies. This is Bernie Sanders' life purpose, which is why he's on crack. The guy just jumps off the couch and speaks his truth and basically is doing what he's supposed to be doing right now because he feels compelled by his higher self. His higher self is giving him lots of energy. Yeah, see, I can feel it. They're making me laugh right now. His higher self is giving him lots of energy to pursue good and to pursue his purpose because that's what he's supposed to be doing. He has the support of universal energies. Yep. So that's helping him with his life force, obviously. Forces of nature on his side. He will feel like a fish swimming with the current as opposed to against it. We don't end up having any war. As a matter of fact, other world leaders look to him and try to figure out how he elicits so much admiration from his people. They kind of study him because they want to be like him. They want that kind of admiration as well. And he ends up getting a thumbs up from the divine. Thumbs up from the other side. So this is basically what we can expect as a result of our free will decisions. However, that's why divine intervention is happening. That's why I'm addressing the US government directly, is because the divine isn't happy with you guys, and he's saying that you guys answered to him. And he's saying that you guys did not do right by the American people in presenting us with the correct options. He's saying that you presented us with dark versus dark, which was Hillary versus Mr. Trump, because nuclear war would have happened under Hillary as well. And so that's why he's saying you set us up to fail. The place where nuclear war does not occur is Bernie Sanders. So I, Christine Pavlina, acknowledge the fact that I do have a third eye, but I'm definitely not excited about the biological changes that radiation brings. So I personally am interested in living a long and fruitful, healthy life because I love my life, I love my friends, I love my family, I love this country. So I wanted to fight for what's right, and I also wanted to fight for basically what's going on right in front of our faces. I'm not really saying anything that isn't already obvious to everyone. This guy is eliciting a lot of fighting. This guy is eliciting a lot of unity if you look at them in the media and the effect that they're having on individuals at large. This is not rocket science. On a deep soul level, I'm not telling you guys anything that you don't already know. It's just really hard for me because I'm just small. With all due respect, this is one of the reasons why I was apolitical before all this. I don't know the difference between a super PAC and a super delegate. I failed history over and over again in grade school because I didn't care about it. Didn't care about politics, history, the US government, nothing. Just wanted to kind of keep my head down, mouth shut, and live my life. So I'm apolitical, and one of the reasons was because I just felt like a powerless ant. I didn't really feel like I had any power to change something. So this is really the best I can do, is just one person, from a Los Angeles, California house, just really trying to appeal to the US government as an individual who is clairvoyant and in fact sees the future. People can throw stones at me, they can call me a total moron, alarmist, idiot, whatever. I don't really care because I am a source of absolute truth and I have a responsibility to that. This is not up for debate. It's not debatable. It's not just like, oh, this is what I see in my crystal ball. Blah, 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 blah. Nope. This is the divine coming through me and saying, hey, everybody, this is what happens. What are you going to do about it? So I really have nothing to lose at this point. So that's why I'm going to be audacious and just tell it like it is, because this is really where we're at right now. And like I said, I love this country. I do not want to leave it, and I am officially part of a divine plan that is designed to save America from itself. Bernie Sanders is actually predestined to be president. So while I am sitting here as just one person making this video, there's actually a lot going on behind me that you can't see. I have universal support. I have the divine behind me. So I have universal energies on my side as well. So here's hoping the power shifts and something happens for the benefit of all of us, because Bernie Sanders is in fact our highest good. And that, my friends, is absolute truth. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.